Mega Man 11. Ben Reeves, you and I were on that cover story trip earlier this year. Imran Khan, you recently got a chance to play it. Tim, I believe you're in the code on a daily basis, dialing in the jump mechanics, physics, everything like that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Now, what is your title for Mega Man 11?
I am brand marketing manager on Mega Man. All the game's actually made in Osaka at the headquarters, which you guys know because you guys visited and hung out with Oda-san and Tsuchiya-san, the director and producer of the game, and checked it out before anyone else, really. Yeah, well, now the rest of the world's got a chance to play it too. Including Imran. Oh my God. Okay, so Imran, you went to Capcom's office in San Francisco?
I did, and they had cupcakes this time, so it was great.
Oh, little cupcake man. That's so cute. What'd you get to play, Imran?
I got to play the level that Ben had played for the cover story, and also a new level based on the new boss, Fuse Man.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So baseline, the level you played, Reeves, that was the construction-y one?
The Blockman level, is that right?
So that's you're thinking of another Robot Masters stage. Blockman was the first stage that you see in the reveal trailer. It's like a colorful blue sky. There's blocks falling.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. You're thinking the one with like the dudes throwing the pickaxes and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the other one.
So it's the other stage.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's
There's
kind of
so many stages.
The first one you see in the trailer, man. So you played through that, you fought that boss, and then you went to Phase Man?
Fuse Man, as in like electricity.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Tell us about the stage.
So the stage, it's a electricity themed Mega Man stage, which has little flying guys coming at you all the time, and I guess I would put it like, I'm trying to think more about the stage right now, and if you've played a Mega Man electricity stage, this is like right in line with all of those. Yeah. Where you are dodging electrical currents and trying to get through specific puzzle parts.
Does the floor get electrified at any point in this stage?
Wait, Ben, did you also see Fuse Man's stage? What the heck, man? Yeah, like Imran's totally right. So like Blockman stage has, I've seen like in the trailer, like there's some more pitfalls and some, kind of one-hit death type situations in Blockman stage. Whereas Fuse Man stage is actually, I don't think has any instant death. It's more just like hazards, and like Imran was talking about, there's these timed electrical beams that like, just create a perfect line from one side of the screen to the other, but they'll be interrupted by platforms. So you kind of have to study the patterns and find the secret spots or the safe spots to kind of, get through all these hazards.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, Imran, you say, it's like other electricity-based Mega Man stages. I mean, overall, did it feel like, hey, this is about what a Mega Man game should feel like?
Yeah, absolutely. Like before I went in the meeting that day, I had been playing Mega Man Legacy Collection on the Switch, like that morning. And when I came into Mega Man 11, I was like, oh, this feels immediately like all of that. This is exactly how a Mega Man game should feel.
Hey, good job, Tim. So you guys really did it.
You felt like your skill... So you felt like you're training up almost. Like you felt like it was basically 1-to-1 for you?
I felt like I could have easily moved on from that game in the Legacy Collection to Mega Man 11 without missing a beat.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Nice. All right.
Congratulations.
I'm glad somebody else has finally played it. I feel like I did a really good job when we were playing the game. I died so many times.
You are the proto player.
That's right.
Yeah.
That game
was scary.
That game is challenging, but I would say challenging but fair in that category. It's rewarding too. Did you have the same experience, Imran, or are you just like a master player?
I am not a master player at all, and you, Tim, managed to see me die a number of times against the boss.
You should have seen me against him the first, 5 attempts, so, yeah, I mean, it was not unlike my first attempt as well.
But it was definitely, it feels like if you put in the time to work at it, like if you have those Mega Man skills and that ability to judge jumping distance, you're good. You can play that game easily.
Yeah. The other thing we showed off, besides just like, hey, that Blockman's name is Blockman, and we revealed that Robot Master that was hinted at the end of the 30th anniversary live stream, and Fuse Man and his stage as well. Like we also showed off the double gear system, which Imran got to play around with, like the power gear and the speed gear.
And so this is the big thing. This is, I don't know if you remember, during a month of coverage, we had to kind of dance around. There's something that changes the gameplay that we can't quite talk about again, thanks to Tim and his colleagues putting that clamp down, which is pretty cool. So this is what it is. It's the gear system, right? So you can slow down time in the new Mega Man, which is pretty crazy. And then the other one is which?
Power gear.
The power gear, which does what?
Ups your power, right?
It makes you more powerful.
Tricky.
It basically powers up like each individual buster shot, and you can shoot faster. And then also, this game you can jump, slide, shoot, and charge, like 2 levels of charge just by default. But when you charge up all the way, he has like this double buster shot, and there's like some recoil. It's just a super powerful upgrade.
So you can have your Mega Man powered up.
Yeah.
So Imran, did it feel night and day having a slow-mo in a Mega Man game, or just feel like, oh, it's just a handy thing to have in 2018?
I mean, at first I was like, oh, I'm good enough that I'm never going to need to use this. And then like very quickly it was like, oh, well, this actually, it's not a game-breaking thing. It helps. So there's certain like power-ups you can get if you're a robot or a speedrunner. But for everybody else, you can just quickly tap the time slow button, quickly get that thing, and then come back. And there are times where you feel like, oh, I didn't know this was coming, and I feel like I would be screwed if I, died here. But you can just tap both buttons at once and basically go into like an overpowered mode and become powerful and slow down time for about 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And it manages to get you out of bad situations without making you feel like you're cheating the system in any way.
Yeah, like the whole game, you can play it, like if you're a super hardcore purist or whatever, you could not touch the double gear system and make it through the entire experience. But like, I guess what I liked about it was, or how it fits in with me is that when, we were talking about how hard the bosses are, like the first time you get to them, usually if I have anything but max life, the first time I go to fight a robot master, I kind of treat that life like a throwaway life. Like, all right, I'm going to learn a little of the pattern maybe, and I'll get a couple hits in, but he's going to trounce me.
Yeah.
And the speed gear allows me to like, it allows you to slow it down and kind of study the patterns a little bit more thoroughly and give you some breathing room. And so, yeah, like Imran was saying, like just tapping it occasionally just to slow things down, get some breathing room is super nice as like making it easier ramp for people who don't play a ton of Mega Man games and need a little help. And then for veterans, like it's just like makes you a little bit more deadly.
Yeah, it was interesting because like even with that slowdown meter, there were still moments in the levels where I still was challenged, like in a good way. I'm saying I didn't feel like it was unfair, but it was very rewarding.
Yeah,
and so it seems like when we were there playing it, you guys are still figuring out how the gear system recharges. How does that recharge now? Do you just pick? Is it an item pickup thing? Imran, do you have any idea?
I believe it's just a time cooldown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Imran's right. So basically when you toggle the power and the speed gear on and off, so it's like, I need some, these platforms are falling too quickly. I want to slow them down for a while. Your meter starts to fill, and if you let it overfill, basically Mega Man overheats, and then you have to wait for it to cool all the way down before you can use it, because this ability is with you at the very beginning of the game. You don't have to earn it from a robot master or something. Like the backstory is that basically Dr. Wily remembered this technology he was working on from his younger days before him and Dr. Light had a wedge driven between their relationship, and he goes back to this technology and he uses it to upgrade some robot masters that he has under his control. And
he had this epiphany in the year 2018 or 20XX. It seems like late in the career to be like, aha, that's super important tech I was working on.
It is
20 years
it is
later.
The career. He's an older guy. And then Light also had a prototype, and so he, Mega Man's like, hey, someone's got to do this. Like, give it to me. I know it's dangerous. Yeah, hook it to my veins. My robo veins. And so anyway, Mega Man gets it, and that's like the narrative conceit of it. So it kind of works it fits that you have to manage it, and if you overuse it, it'll overheat, and you have to
Are
wait
all
for it to cool
10
down.
other Mega Man games canon then? Is that like really happen? And then
It wasn't
those
a
actually
dream,
happen?
Reeves. I don't know if you think that was a dream that you had, but it all happened.
No, canonically in the universe, like those things.
Yeah.
And then these are the same characters, and like those things all happen to them.
Well,
Ben,
no,
that's U.S. history. Like, I don't know. That's a documentary game.
But everyone knows Mega Man 7 didn't happen. That one isn't canon anymore.
Okay.
It's confusing. It's complicated.
It's all one long storyline.
All right, you guys are giving me some S here. I feel like it's a good question.
It's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's a
Mega
alright
Man
question.
Power Battles is canon, so pretty much anything counts at that point.
Arm cannon?
Yeah, are they different universes then? Like Legends, that's a separate planet. Because that's a different Mega Man altogether. That's Volnut.
I mean, yeah, there are different Mega Mans with it. Like Mega Man and Mega Man X, known as X, are different robots.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they have met.
In the original cartoon.
In the
they
cartoon,
did.
yes.
Yeah, but Dr. Light is that link between both of them. But yeah,
Okay, I got
My
it.
wife considers me pretty mega.
man,
That's cute.
You're a little Mega Man.
it's your Mega Man.
Yeah.
I want to know, Tim. All right, you get this build in the office. When do you get it? How much do you play it?
Oh.
Is it stressful to be like, okay, I need to know this level inside and out? Because press like Imran are going to come in hot off playing the Switch release of the Anniversary Collection and all that stuff. So what's your process like of like trying to learn this new stage so that you know your crap?
Let me really break this down.
Please.
I played it a lot.
Great. But is it an exciting
step
day? Like,
one.
is it like an email that goes
yeah.
out and says, hey, new level in Mega Man 11 is here.
Oh yeah,
Jump on
we
it.
got the build, like download it, and first stage I played was Blockman's, which was what we announced. So like what people were introduced to, like their first glimpse of Mega Man 11 was actually like the content that I saw first,
Yeah.
and I had like. I didn't really go in with many expectations. I was like, what is this? And then I saw like the visual overhaul and then started playing with the gear system, and it was a really wild day. Like I really was super excited about it, and then it's just that thing where it's like, oh man, we're like really far away from announce on this, so just got to keep this to myself for now. But it was crazy, and yeah, I was like playing on normal, sort of the default difficulty, and was really, really, really challenged by it, because you go in, you don't have any, I didn't have any other Robot Master abilities. I had to learn this new gear system, the double gear system. And what's tricky about it and fun, though, is that you got like 30 years of muscle memory with Mega Man, where like jump, shoot, slide occasionally, charge up a shot, and you just click into these old habits. And when there are these new abilities that you can tap into at any time, there's no ammo involved. You have to like challenge yourself to find times to use them. And then, the more I played, I just found like this new repertoire fitting in. Same way with like the weapon wheel on the right analog stick. I think that you guys had mentioned in the cover story, like that. After hours, I just had this like, okay, up and left is block dropper. I'll use that real quick. Drop some blocks from above. Augment that with the power gear quick. Drop a huge avalanche of blocks, and then click it and be back to normal Mega Man. I have never like used more of a higher variety of Robot Master weapons, while playing a Mega Man game.
Really?
And then,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So like when the new level comes in, though, it's like, hey, Pulse Man's level is in. And then you just get to devour that. I mean, you get like...
Is there a Pulse Man, or you just mean
Fuse Man. Damn it!
I don't want you to like... the internet's going to go wild here.
Only confused.
But to be fair, there are little like EKG pulses, like zaps on the details of the flooring.
That's it. But do you get like a list of Easter eggs or like notes about that level from the developers, or is it just new builds in, download it, play it, get ready for press?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, a lot of times, we've had, we'll get builds in well before, we show them and prepare, but it's a combination of diving in, seeing what's there, and then having a conversation about it and talking through it and like what is, and then you'll see a stage that's really early and you get the idea of it, and then you just see it polish every iteration. It's super exciting.
It's got to be weird as a Mega Man fan, because usually you get a new game, you get to experience it all right there, but now you get this weird drip feed of like, oh, here's this one level, and then another, I'm assuming another month, like these like spits and bursts of
as they say,
different feed of like you're experiencing this game over the course of like 2 years. You feel like that.
It's interesting.
Cool.
It is cool. I've been super excited about it for a while, because I mean, like, I'm a Mega Man fan too, so I've been waiting for a new entry just as long as everyone else has, since like Mega Man 10 came out,
which you reviewed here, Game Informer.
Covered here, and had to like go find a CRT because like it was on Wii, and the input lag is a nightmare if you are playing a Mega Man game. But Imran, what did you think about the boss battles themselves?
So that was one of the things that, like, when you were talking about the Power Gear narrative, like, that was one of the things I liked most about the changes with those gears, is that the bosses have them. So, like, the Blockman boss fight, he turns into a kind of mecha block thing because he uses the Power Gear. So, like, it lets them design bosses a different way, rather than just, like, here's a Mega Man-sized robot that is jumping around, throwing away projectiles that he would use in the battlefield. Like, now it's... here's that first phase, and now it's essentially a shooting Sonic boss in a way, like a boss that's kind of looks like the Yellow Devil standing at the edge shooting bricks at you, and then it changes to a third form. So, like, being able to, it kind of lets them stretch their legs and be able to make a more interesting boss design within multiple phases.
Yeah, one thing I liked about like what you said there is, I think that both bosses also like fill the room a little bit better. Like Imran was mentioning, like Blockman has a power gear, so after you get past a certain point of damage on him, he like almost like Voltrons in, like hit his body. He's like a really cute Robot Master, and then his body becomes the head of a larger robot that's like this hulking massive dude that fills the room and like swats at you. And then Fuse Man, has like a speed gear, and so he's already fast, but then he has these nodes around the room, and so he's zipping from node to node, and
Hang on, did you say nerd?
Oh, no, nerds. Yeah.
Okay, great,
No,
thanks,
we're
yeah.
all nerds.
Metal Gear Solid 2, everybody.
Hey.
Go ahead.
I forgot about that.
You're zipping around the
beautiful
nudes.
old line. Yeah, these nudes, these hot nudes. And he's zipping around these, and you want to use the speed gear to kind of slow him down because he's just so fast. But yeah, it's a balancing act with that. And then I don't remember. Imran, did you get a chance to check out the sort of the double gear technique when your health dropped to like a critical level?
I might have.
Okay.
I mean, I know I've used it in some of the boss fights, but I don't recall exactly what it did. Like, I think it made me stronger and slowed down time.
Yeah, yep, that's it. So basically, you get the benefits of both of them at once, but it's like your last stand, and you really want to finish off the boss within that time frame, because if you don't, and once that power runs its course, you're like reduced to the super long cooldown, and you can only shoot one buster shot at a time. So it's like this huge risk reward element. But yeah.
It's an interesting game, and it's cool too because like the last two games were these like loving throwbacks to what the original like NES series was, and now after they did that, so now they're jumping, you could say, forward.
Yeah.
With the visuals, and the gear system changes it up quite a bit.
Yeah.
It really feels like the biggest like shake up.
Yeah, it's
to
nice
the,
to
like, the
get
franchise in a while.
get nostalgia out of that system, and let's try and create something new there.
Because that's I think the visuals were the most immediate, obvious thing that changed. But then that's why which is super exciting, and the team's doing an awesome job. And you guys talked to like Yuji Ishihara,
the artist
behind all of everything that went into that. But like, I mean, that's cool. It's a pretty game. But as a fan, the double gear system is like what really differentiates it, I think, from like the rest of the series. So,
Which track so far from Mega Man 11 has been the most stuck in your head? Because what do we got? From all the music you've heard, have you been whistling one more than the others? Anything like that?
yeah, I mean, honestly, Fuse Man's stage music is the music that we used in the announcement trailer.
Oh, interesting.
It's just really
Okay.
high energy and fun. So I'd say that one.
So is this the E3 showing? Are you going to be showing it at E3? Any hints about what's coming up there?
Stay tuned
Stay tuned.
on that
Oh
one.
boy.
Another thing I want to mention,
Yeah.
just super quick, get it out there. Thanks for having me on this show, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Super
Cheers.
good
Come
to be
back.
back. These are busy times pre E3, but like it was worth stopping in.
Is it more stressful on your side of the fence than the press side, do you think?
I
Now that you
think
know
it's just a
both?
trade-off. It's like a getting a party ready, you know what I mean? And then once the party's there, like you're there and you're showing it off, and like E3 will still be tough, but like it's like you guys are like trying to plan for a surprise party is happening, and it's just like who's going to be there, who should I be ready to talk to?
100%.
And
Also, we need to hit up 75 other parties at that
Yes.
quick stop. Yeah.
and then there's the ones that you didn't even know that were happening, and then
Right.
you got to like do like Google some research in a bathroom stall for interview questions real quick. Like, oh my God, the interview's coming up. So it's a totally different world. But yeah, no, it's going to be an awesome show. I'm excited personally because I love surprises. So all
Yeah?
the stuff that I don't know about is what I'm excited about.
What are you going to be doing at E3? Are you going to be just grabbing journalists and leading them to the next appointment? Are you going to be doing interviews? What are you going to be doing?
yeah,
Spending a lot of time in that bathroom stall.
I'm going to be Googling a
Panicking,
lot.
trying to find answers to interview questions.
Yes, you guys, you'll know where to find me. I'll be at the Capcom booth just talking to people, showing the game off, and maybe some interviews and whatnot. So
Cool.
that sort of thing. But yeah, that's basically it. So it's Mega Man 11, guys. Oh, the other exciting thing is that it's coming out on October 2nd. So we
man.
announced the release date, which is like fun, to have out there. Like, guys, putting a ring on it. It's coming. Yeah, it's basically on everything, like PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC.
Yeah.
There's new difficulty modes, so if you have been like even the casual, like the quote unquote like casual mode is more like a normal by today's standards, and then normal mode is pretty difficult. And then there's like a newcomer mode where if you fall into a pit, like Beat will come and pull you out of it, the little robot bird, and
Yeah.
Spikes won't kill you in one hit. So there's like more ways to get into it because these games can be super tough.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I played on casual and I was like, okay, this should be no problem. And it like I didn't get a game over, but I died more than I would think.
you got through it.
Yeah.
That was just a clip from a larger show called The Game Informer Show. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play, or GameInformer.com. We take the fun opportunities and exclusive information from Game Informer magazine and boil it into a show that airs every Thursday with exclusive cover story information, developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So come love games with us.